is Jay Dobbins, your host of the Marvel DC Universe Fan Club, and we are now at episode 117, and I'll be discussing one topic only, which will be my review on Deadpool 2. So, spoiler alert, if you have not seen the latest Deadpool film, Deadpool 2, I strongly advise you not to listen to this episode. You've been warned. So, I'm going to be talking about the movie now. But after successfully working as the mercenary Deadpool for 2 years, Wade Wilson fails to kill one of his targets on his anniversary with his girlfriend Vanessa. So, that night, after the pair decided to start a family together, the target tracks them down and kills Vanessa. Wilson kills the man in revenge, pretty much. He blames himself for her death and attempts to commit suicide 6 weeks later by blowing himself up, which explains the beginning of the film, because you're wondering, like, okay, why is he going to blow himself up? You know, that kind of thing. So, but yeah. So, yeah, that's right. So Wilson has a vision of Vanessa in the afterlife, but the pieces of his body remain alive and are put back together by Colossus. Wilson is left with only a skee-ball token, pretty much. Yeah, he's pretty much left with only a skee-ball token, an anniversary gift, as a final memento of Vanessa. Let's see. Recovering at the X Mansion, Wilson agrees to join the X-Men as a form of healing. So, which I thought, I thought that was kind of pretty funny though, because while he's in Professor Xavier's mansion, he's pretty much in a wheelchair. I mean, he's in Professor Xavier's wheelchair, pretty much. And then he's wondering, like, hey, where is everybody? But it turns out some of the X-Men, including Quicksilver and Beast, and I guess other X-Men or other mutants, were pretty much in the other room, and they pretty much just closed the door. So some of the X-Men characters from the X-Men First Class series didn't make their cameo in the X-Men film. I can't remember who else was in it besides Quicksilver and Beast, but mainly those two, pretty much. So, yeah, it was Nicholas Hoult, who played Beast, and Evan Peters, who played Quicksilver. So they reprised their roles, but only in the Deadpool movie. So, and I'm guessing the X-Men during the Deadpool series took place in the, I guess it took place in the, I think it's the First Class timeline, pretty much. So, I think that's where by the way, he was also playing with Cerebro too. Thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, that's right. Okay, back on point. Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead respond to a standoff between authorities and the unstable young mutant, Russell Collins, codename Firefist, at an orphanage labeled a mutant re-education center. So he pretty much he attacks Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead because, I guess he was pretty much provoking Deadpool's was pretty much provoking the kid, so that was why. I guess he eventually attacked him too. So, but later on, he kind of gets him. He kind of later on, Deadpool gets Fire Fist to calm down. Then he's like, everybody's clapping because he pretty much you know helped end the situation peacefully. So, but later on, Wilson, aka Deadpool, realizes that Collins had been abused by the orphanage staff and kills one of the staff members. Colossus stops him from killing anyone else, and both Wilson and Collins are arrested. Restrained with collars that suppress their powers, which is pretty much something that was seen in the X-Men animated series. So they pretty much brought that to life in the second Deadpool film. But yeah, that was like the collars were used on mutants when they were on Genosha. This was in the X-Men animated series, pretty much. So this, for those who don't know, that's where that part came from. So anyway, so yeah, so yeah, that's right. They were restrained with collars to suppress their powers, and they are taken into the Icebox, an isolated prison for mutant criminals. So let's see. There were there were characters that were introduced in the Deadpool film, and these were mutants. One of the mutants was Black Tom Cassidy, pretty much. So he was a mutant that was in the X-Men comic books, and he was also in the animated series. So they pretty much introduced the live version of Black Tom Cassidy into the Deadpool film. So just so you know, yeah, Black Tom Cassidy was in the prison along with Wilson and Fire Fist. So, but the only thing, yeah, he wasn't able to use his powers though because he had the collar. So, but since he was a familiar character in the X-Men series, they decided to introduce him. So Black Tom Cassidy was a professional criminal in the X-Men universe, the comic book series, and I believe in the animated series as well. So, but anyway, trying to think what else. Okay, yeah, now I remember. So meanwhile, a cybernetic soldier from the future, Cable, whose family Collins murdered, travels back in time to kill the boy before Collins becomes a killer. So, just want to let you guys know. For those who don't know who Cable is a mutant time traveler. So he was able to go back in time and fix a few things in the X-Men animated series. But it's not just him, but in the animated series, Bishop was also a mutant time traveler. So he pretty much, you he changed the past and created a new future. So that pretty much that is a way of it's called realigning the time stream. A new past is created to create a new future. So for those who don't know about the mutant time travelers, well, actually, when Bishop changed the past, it created a new future for Cable's world. So, uh, yeah, but yeah, just wanted to give you guys an idea of what could possibly happen, you know, if the time stream is realigned after creating a new past, pretty much. But anyway, but yeah, let's get back on to the movie. Cable breaks into the icebox and attacks Collins and Wilson, whose collar has broken, and the Mally attempts to defend Collins. So Deadpool, Deadpool did put up quite a fight with Cable. So, but yeah, Cable defeats him and takes Vanessa's token uh, as something to remember him by, pretty much. But that was the token was the only thing he had left of Vanessa, pretty much. But yeah, Wilson forces himself and Cable out of the prison, but not before Collins overhears Wilson deny that he cares for the young mutant. So, um, near death again, um, Wilson has another vision of Vanessa in which she convinces him to help Collins, which, um, which, well, Wilson organizes a team of mutants he calls X Force to to break Collins out of a prison transfer convoy and defend him from Cable. The team launches an assault on the convoy by parachuting from the plane, but all of the team members except for Wilson and the Lucky Domino um, die in the landing due to heavy winds. So, oh, by the way, one of the team members, known as the Vanisher, um, his parachute, well, while due to heavy winds, um, he landed on power lines. So when he was electrocuted, it showed what he actually looked like, if he was actually visible. And it turns out they did a brief little cameo. It turns out that the Vanisher was Brad Pitt. So they pretty much did a little cameo for Brad Pitt, pretty much. So I thought that was pretty funny. Matter of fact, I was laughing for a little while, but I wasn't laughing out loud, but I was laughing because the Vanisher was Brad Pitt being electrocuted. So I thought that was kind of funny. But anyway, um, while the pair fight Cable, Colin frees fellow inmate Juggernaut, which I like this Juggernaut better than the X-Men 3 version of Juggernaut, because this Juggernaut's pretty much CGI, so that was pretty cool. But I like how they did him. Who repays Collins by agreeing to help him kill the abusive orphanage headmaster. So Juggernaut destroys the truck, and he and Collins are in, and they escape. So, but yeah, when Deadpool came across Juggernaut, Juggernaut pretty much ripped him in half. I was like, oh my god, he's like, I'm gonna rip you in half. Next thing you know, pow, he rips Deadpool in half. So I just thought, like, wow. So, oh, and then there was a funny part when when Juggernaut stopped the truck. They were pretty much floating in the air. Well, not in the air, in midair, but they were pretty much like, they were just floating, and then Deadpool's privates landed in the face of Cable. So I thought that was pretty funny. They did that in slow motion. I was like, yeah. People thought that was funny too. But anyway, that was before Juggernaut tore Deadpool in half. So later, Cable offers to work with Wilson and Domino to stop Collins' first murder, which will lead to more. He agrees to give Wilson a chance to talk Collins down before attempting to kill the boy again. They arrive at the orphanage and are overpowered by the Juggernaut while Collins attacks the headmaster, Colossus, um, who had Colossus, who had at first refused to help Wilson. Colossus, who had at first refused to help Wilson due to Wilson's murderous ways, arrives and distracts Juggernaut long enough for Wilson and Cable to confront Colin. So, let's see. Oh, yeah. What happened was, I guess, Negasonic Teenage, with the assistance of Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Domino, um, Colossus was able to stick a power line up Juggernaut's butt, pretty much, electrocuting him. But, like I said, he's pretty much Juggernaut's impervious to all attacks, so nothing can really kill him. So just want to go on record on that. But anyway, so uh, okay, so oh, that's right, I was talking about Colossus. After Wilson appears to fail in talking down Collins, Cable shoots at the young mutant. Wilson leaps in front of the bullet and dies. And now, in case you're wondering why that, well, actually, the reason why that happened is because, well, the reason why he died is because Wilson, well, sorry, Deadpool put on the collar. He got the collar that was able to suppress his powers. So he put the collar on while he was talking down Collins. So that's why he died after leaping in front of the bullet. Reuniting with Vanessa in the afterlife, of course. So that's what happened. Seeing this sacrifice on his behalf, Collins um, did not kill the headmaster. This changes the future. So therefore, the time stream from Cable's future realigned because Collins did not commit his first murder. So yay! And then in which Cable's family now survives. So that's because the time stream realigned. So anyway, so Cable uses the last charge of his time traveling device, which he needed for returning to his family, to go back several minutes and strap Vanessa's token in front of Wilson's heart before they arrived at the orphanage. So this time, when Wilson leaps in front of the bullet, it stopped. Well, sorry. This time when Wilson leaps in front of the bullet, it stopped. It is stopped by the token, and he survives. Collins still has his, Collins still has his change of heart, while the headmaster is run over by Wilson's taxi driver, Dopinder. Sorry, yeah, Wilson's taxi driver friend, Dopinder, the Indian taxi driver from the first film. Um, so therefore, you know, the end, of course. But then, just want to let you guys know there were some mid-credit scenes. So, mid-credit sequences anyway. So in a mid-credit sequence, Negasonic Teenage Warhead and her girlfriend Yukio repair Cable's time-traveling device for Wilson. He uses it to save the lives of Vanessa and X-Force member Peter. Kill X-Men Origins Wolverine, kill X-Men Origins Wolverine version of Deadpool, and kill actor Ryan Reynolds while he's considering starring in the film Green Lantern. So, yeah. And I'm gonna give this movie a 10 out of 10. So, did very good. I mean, it was good. I mean, the first one was better, but still, the the second film was good. So, but the first one's always better anyway. So the CGI was good. I love the writing was good. The comedy, I love the comedy. It was very humorous. So I do like how everything was set up. I do like how they made cameo appearances for some of the characters from the X-Men um, First Class series. And I also like the post-credit scenes. I thought those were funny too. But Deadpool pretty much is a humorous character. And I liked how they stayed true to the character, despite the fact that Disney now owns Deadpool, and of course 20th Century Fox. So, but yeah, that was pretty much all I could say. So I'm glad that the I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, they're supposed to be having an X-Force film coming out, but I doubt if it's gonna have the same characters from this film, since most of them were pretty much killed off. So that being said, I would definitely watch this movie a second time, and of course, buy it on iTunes. So that's my review. Oh, and yeah, I also like the cinematography too of the film. So, and they also picked the right character for Deadpool. So hopefully they never change it. But anyway, that concludes this review. Feel free to visit us, like us on Facebook, and we are available on iTunes and the Google Play Music app.